Here we are on the walk, April 22nd, 2024, 10 o'clock. So, going into the real quick conversation of my workouts, and one of the things I'm trying to do is I appreciate the fact that the true transformation of all of this is when I just sucked up the suck and started to really just enjoy the grind a little bit more. So take that for what it's worth, but you know, working out sucks for a lot of people. And in my younger years, I always enjoyed it. And as I got older, I hated it worse and worse, because when I did, I just felt worse. I didn't feel good after I worked out. But now that I'm working out, so much better. Getting rid of the inflammation and really just taking care of myself better was the biggest part of enjoying working out again. So that's the biggest thing I can tell people is you got to take one step at a time, and then try to find ways to motivate yourself. But you got to, maybe if you don't feel good, even if you don't feel good, you got to suck it up, I think, a little bit, and try to just deal with the aggravation of maybe not feeling perfect. But in order to get around the corner, you got to just suck it up and do it. You know, people don't like working out because why? I mean, it's pain, but it's hard to tell people that pain is a good thing. But is it a good thing if you can get yourself to the next level? Or I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but I think your own mind has to process what you want to do, what you want to accomplish. And sometimes just the workout gets your head straight for the rest of the day. It's kind of like you have to use that exercise and that drive as kind of like the drug, instead of just taking the drug. I mean, I'm trying to put stuff into my own words, but what I'm saying some of the same things I already say, and there's no really right, wrong, or indifferent way of saying things. It's a matter of talking to yourself. Yeah, maybe that's a good way to do it. You know, you just got to talk yourself into it. I do that a lot through my golf instruction, because I'm always asking people, I'm like, look, you want to get better? Yeah, everybody wants to get better. Who wants to be crappier at golf? You want to be better at golf, or you want to keep being bad at it? You know, with what I see on an every single day basis is that person that hits the duff, or they top the ball, or they chunk it. Their gratification of success is not hitting that chunked ball or that topped ball and duffing it. Duffing it just means it didn't go anywhere. It was a shot irrelevant, because it didn't move the ball or advance it. It didn't send it in the direction that they wanted to go. And then the next best thing is, well, what's the next best thing? Once you start hitting the ball, is to hit it more straight, to not curve it as much. So the curved golf ball is another ball that's going to make people mad or upset, because if they see the golf ball curve, so let's just say right to left or left to right, it's also hard to appreciate consistency if the ball's over curving. Well, the best thing to do is hit the ball pretty straight, pretty solid most of the time, and have minimal curvature on that golf ball. And once that starts to happen, golf gets real easy. then it's just a short game contest on getting the ball in the hole quicker. But the primary reason of mentioning this is most people, the majority of people I see, they just don't want to hit the golf ball into the woods, and they don't want to duff it. They want to hit the ball with pretty good contact. Can't hit it perfect every time, but good contact with minimal curvature on the golf ball. And once that's accomplished, scores go down, way down, automatically. And that's the coolest thing about trying to improve the simplicity of the golf ball striking, the golf swing, to get some consistency. And then people realize, well, hey, I'm hitting the ball better, but I'm not scoring great. Well, the next best thing to that then is get to work on the short game. Get your chips closer and start making more putts. Or stop 3-putting and 4-putting. And then it gets fun. So, again, just kind of rambling out loud, but these are the things that are so important to me. Is one, bettering myself, and then striving to find ways to better other people on and off the golf course in many, many ways, because I teach so many younger students, and I can recollect back on the days when I was the age of some of these kids, and my best friend and we looked after each other on and off the golf course again as well. We would be at the golf course all day long. We would hit balls together, we'd play, we'd grab something to eat, then we'd go practice and play again, and we would do that from sun up till sundown as long as we were allowed to do it. There was really no care in the world back in those days. It was getting to the golf course, and man, those memories are so ingrained. I mean, I would say the only thing that I wished I had back then, if I could go back in time, would be somebody like myself, maybe, in a way. Crazy to say that. That was maybe just a coach that would kind of take me under their wing a little bit more. So that would have been maybe somebody older that I could have looked up to, which I had those. I mean, I had people I looked up to, for sure. But just maybe it would have been cool if I had that one special coach, that one golf coach that just paid more attention, was a little more maybe like me. So when I do things like, sometimes I get so focused on this phone and texting everybody as soon as the messages come in, but trying to pay as much attention as possible to everybody without letting it slip or slide through me. And then it's a good thing, but it's also then a bad thing for me, because then family are not paying attention to certain things at home when I should put my phone away, when I shouldn't be staring at it. And I get tasked in working on things relevant to teaching and helping other people, as opposed to teaching and helping things within the parameters of my own home. And maybe engrossed is a good word. So balance, not to get too engrossed in everything one direction, and balance it. I find a hard time doing that. I don't know why, but in some ways I've helped myself by writing things down, and I have to have more consistency just on the patterns that I operate. The rituals have to become so pertinent. The rituals have to become ingrained, and the rituals have to become a habit, in other words. So you awake, and that's the problem. Now I can throw blame at myself, and I talk myself, and that's why I do this stupid video, is because talking to myself, I'm learning that I have to be more specific and mind oriented in what's that task, the task that's coming up next. So for example, Mondays are a different animal because I drop the kids off and I don't teach that day, although I can because I can do it here on my phone. But I come home from dropping them at school, I walk these dogs like I am right now. It gives me a minute to do these conversations and maybe bring it out to other people, which again, that's a whole nother thing, which I do want to release these. So a lot of times I make my videos private. They're all there. They're just not for other people to see, and they need to be. We're getting there. But if you don't have a routine, or you don't have a way of organizing and structuring daily habits, then you're just all over the freaking smorgasbord. So that's been writing all of my workout sessions down, writing down my foods, but I think it needs to apply to everything, though. That's, I think, the point I'm trying to make, not only maybe definitely to myself, but to other people all the way around. All right, I was going to go a shorter route for this walk today, but we're going to wrap up this 12-minute video and maybe start another one, but we're going to go, we'll go about 2.5 miles today with the dogs. And here again, I wasn't going to take the time to do that, but they need to walk and I'm walking, so it's all good.